The embattled Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, the national drugs agency, is on the limelight over a barrage of tender litigations it has attracted arising from alleged procurement malpractices and contested changes of currency used during the bidding process once again parachuted the agency into a limelight and its management. A review by the Informa Media Group has revealed that complaints regarding tendering processes, awards and currency variations of at least 6 contracts worth hundreds of millions by KEMSA have been filed before the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority PPRA in a span of less than 1 year. In one instance, PPRA Director General Patrick Wanjoki apportioned direct blame to KEMSA Chief Executive Officer Terry Ramadhani Kiunge's office for failing to observe 452 million provisions of contract with respect to applicable currency payment, which occasioned a 452 million shillings losses in 4 contracts awarded to Sh452 Pharmaceuticals Kenya Limited. We note that your procurement entity has incurred huge losses amount of 452,148,971.44 shillings due to foreign exchange fluctuations during 2019-2020, 2020-2021 and 2021-2022 financial years. Sh452 Pharmaceuticals Limited registered the complaint with PPRA over KEMSA's decision to settle the payments in Kenya shillings, despite having quoted in US dollars. According to our investigations, KEMSA awarded Sh452 Pharmaceuticals Limited a total of 4 contracts: KEMSA/SSD/OITO/2020 to 2022 for the supply of pharmaceuticals, KEMSA/ONTO4/2021 to 2023 for the supply of health technologies, that is gumboots, diapers, surgical dressings, disposable bags and stationery. KEMSA/GOK-MOH/OITO3/2021 to 2023 for the supply of health product, that's ARV machine, and KEMSA/GOK-MOH/OITO1/2021 to 2022 for the supply of health products, that's TB machine pack. In the tender documents, KEMSA advised the tenderers that, and I quote, "The tenderer may express the tender price in any currency. If the tenderer wishes to be paid in a combination of amounts of different currencies, it may quote its price accordingly but shall use no more than 2 foreign currencies in addition to the currency of Kenya." End of quote. The tender documents under Section 1 of Number 15 of the tender documents in question reads in part, "Additionally, the tendering processes and the consequent award of all the 4 contracts running into hundreds of millions to one firm, Sh452 Pharmaceuticals Limited, according to internal sources, is questionable." On October 12, 2022, Revital Healthcare APZ Limited, based in Kilifi, filed a tender complaint with PPRA, citing procedural flaws in the award of tender of the supply of health technologies awarded to one of the firms in September 2022. The tender in question has been quoted as tender number KEMSA/ONT26/2021 to 2023 for the supply of health technologies, that is feeding tubes, intercostal drainage tubes, airway girdle, and solusets for blood. Revital Healthcare APZ Limited, September 26, 2022, and was received at Ramadhani's office on September 28, 2022, expressing their dissatisfaction over the tendering processes and consequent award of the tender, but never received feedback from the CEOs. And in a 6th matter in a row, the Public Procurement Administrative Review Board, PPARB, has annulled the award of 72 million shillings tender for the provision of medical insurance cover to the first insurance company to KEMSA staff members. The board ruled that a flagged requirement at the preliminary examination should not have been applied because it was ambiguous. The PPARB directed KEMSA to admit Jubilee Health Insurance and other bidders at the technical evaluation stage for fresh bids. Jubilee Health Insurance had urged that it was knocked out at the preliminary stage unfairly. KEMSA invited bids for the provision of a 2-year medical insurance cover for its staff in September 2022. Only 4 firms, including First Insurance Company Limited tender, were allowed to move to technical evaluation stage. After technical and financial evaluations, the tender committee in November 2022 recommended that the contract be awarded to First Assurance Company Limited to the tune of 72 million shillings inclusive of all taxes. Ramadhani's tenure at the helm of KEMSA leadership has been rocky since her controversial appointment as the CEO in May 2019 by former Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe. According to impeccable sources at Afya House, Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha has already initiated a roadmap to streamline the National Drugs Authority at both board and senior management level.
I've said I've given my reducible minimums. My role is in terms of driving the policy. It is not in operational management. So once I've given my direction, then it is the prerogative of the board through the CEO to ensure that they achieve that I have asked that we achieve. So I'm sure when you visit them at some other time, they will be able to tell you what is it that they are going to do specifically to achieve the reducible minimums.
All said, gears now shift focus. KEMSA being one of the many departments that needs urgent attention, it is now upon Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha to move in speedily so as to necessitate the cleanup process at the ailing state departments domiciled under Health Ministry. Stanley Lugaria, the informer, uncovering the truth.